the truth nobody tells you about launching an online business. You don't need a perfect website, a fancy logo, or even to know what DNS means. You just need 7 days and a willingness to be imperfect. Look, I know you've been there. You've spent months, maybe even years getting ready to launch. You've bought the courses, you've watched the tutorials, you've joined the Facebook groups, and you tell yourself that you'll launch once you have the perfect branding, once you figure out all the tech, once you feel ready. But here's what actually happens. You stay stuck in what I call prep mode, endlessly planning, but never launching. But what if I told you that the biggest mistake aspiring entrepreneurs make isn't launching too early, it's waiting too long? What if all that preparation is actually the thing that's keeping you from making money? The entrepreneurs who succeed aren't the ones with perfect setups. They're the ones who launched imperfectly and figured it out along the way. I've helped hundreds of tech-intimidated entrepreneurs go from someday to launched in a single week. And in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact seven-day framework that gets you from scattered ideas to a live business with a professional link, scheduled content, and your first potential clients reaching out. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do each day to finally launch the business that you've been planning. So let's dive in. Day 1, get brutally clear on your offer. Now, before I show you the tech setup that makes everything else possible, we need to nail down something even more fundamental. And it's something that most people overthink for months. On day 1, your only job is to get crystal clear on who you help and what transformation you provide. Not your entire business model, not your pricing tiers, just one simple sentence. Because here's what happens when you skip this step. You end up with a vague business that tries to help everybody and attracts no one. Your clarity statement follows this simple formula. I help the specific person go from their current painful problem to their desired outcome using your unique method or approach. And that's it. One sentence that makes it immediately obvious who you serve and why they should care. Now, here's exactly how you can do this in under 60 minutes. First, open up a blank document and write down 3 types of people you could help. Be specific. Not women, but women in their 30s transitioning careers. Next, for each group, write the specific problem that keeps them up at night. And then write the outcome that they dream about. Finally, look at what you've written and ask yourself, which one of these 3 things do I understand the best? And that's your answer. Pick one, write your clarity statement, and move on. You can always pivot later, but you need to start somewhere. One of my clients spent 4 months trying to figure out her niche. When we did this exercise, she wrote, I help burned out teachers transition into remote careers without taking a pay cut. That one sentence became her entire marketing message, and she landed her first client within 3 weeks of launching. Now that you know exactly who you help, day 2 is where the magic happens, because this is where your business becomes real and visible to the world. Day 2, we're going to set up your digital home base. This is the step that terrifies most people, but by the end of day 2, you'll have something that most entrepreneurs don't have, a live link you can actually share with people. Here's the reality. You can't make money if people can't find your offer. You need one central place where potential clients can see what you do, learn about your offer, and take action. Not a fancy website, just a simple professional link in bio page that does the heavy lifting for you. Your digital home base is a single page site using a tool like Standstore, Beacons, or Linktree connected to a custom domain. This gives you a professional web presence without coding, without expensive designers, and without the overwhelm of building a full website. Think of it as your online business card that actually converts. Here's a step-by-step for day 2. First, choose your platform. I recommend Standstore for beginners or Linktree or a simple link in bio for System.io. Second, grab a domain from Namecheap or I like GoDaddy. Then connect your domain to your link in bio platform. Yes, this involves something called DNS settings, but every platform has a simple tutorial. Just follow it exactly step by step. And then lastly, add those essential sections to your page. A headline with your clarity statement, a brief about section explaining your story, your main offer with a clear call to action, and social proof if you have any. If you're brand new, that's okay. Just explain why you're qualified to help. I've watched people complete this entire setup within 2 hours. One client told me she cried when her custom domain went live because after 18 months of getting ready, she finally had something real to show for it. Now you've got a live link and a clear offer, but nobody knows you exist yet. And this is where day 3 comes in. And this is the step that separates the people who launch from the people who stay invisible. You need to create your content foundation. What I'm about to show you is how to create 2 weeks of content in under 3 hours. And it doesn't require you to be a designer or a professional writer. You can have the best offer in the world, but if you're not consistently visible, nobody's going to find you. The difference between entrepreneurs who get clients and entrepreneurs who struggle isn't talent or experience, it's consistency. And consistency requires a system, not motivation. Your content foundation is 10 to 14 posts planned out, designed, and scheduled before you officially launch. This includes a mix of educational posts that demonstrate your expertise, relatable posts that show that you understand your audience struggles, and personal posts that help people connect with you as a human being. Having this bank of content ready means that you're not going to panic or disappear after your launch announcement. Here's that process for day 3. First, identify 3 main topics that your ideal client needs to know. These become your content pillars. Next, brainstorm 3 to 5 post ideas for each pillar. And third, use AI to help you draft the captions. You can literally tell ChatGPT, write an Instagram caption about this topic for your ideal client in a conversational, encouraging tone. Then edit it to sound like you. Fourth, use Canva templates to create simple graphics. Don't overthink the design. Just pick a template and swap in your text. And then finally, scheduling everything using Meta Business Suite for Instagram and Facebook or your platform's native scheduler. I like to use Metricool. Set your post to go out 3 to 5 times per week for the next 2 weeks. The entrepreneurs who do this step right don't burn out in week 2. They stay consistent because they're not scrambling to create content every single day. One of my clients told me that this alone changed everything because she could finally stop stressing about what to post today. So now you've got clarity, a live link, and content ready to go. Day 4 is where you build what I call your imperfect confidence. And this might be the most important day of all. This single post will determine whether people actually know you've launched or if you stay invisible. So we need to get this right. Most people launch in silence. They create their business, set everything up, and then crickets. Because they're terrified of announcing it. They worry that people are going to judge them, ignore them, or think that they're not qualified. So they soft launch with a vague post that nobody notices. That ends today. Your launch announcement is a bold, clear post that tells your network, I'm officially open for business. Here's who I help, here's the problem I solve, and here's how to work with me. It includes your story, your offer, and a direct call to action. It's not a sales pitch. This is an invitation to the people who need your help. Here's the structure for your launch post. Start with a vulnerable opening. Share why you're doing this and what took you so long. Then clearly state who you help and the transformation that you provide. Share what you're offering and how people can take the next step. End with an invitation. If this resonates with you, send me a DM or click on the link in my bio. Post this simultaneously on all of your platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever your people are, whatever you're familiar with using. Now, writing the post is one thing, but actually hitting share on day 5, that's where a lot of people freeze. And that's exactly what we're addressing next. Day 5 is launch day. And I'm going to give you a specific strategy to make sure that you actually follow through when every part of you just wants to wait one more week. This is the moment of truth. Everything that you've built over the past 4 days means nothing if you don't go public. And I need you to understand something. The fear that you feel right now, that's normal. Every single entrepreneur feels this before they launch. The only difference is that the successful ones launch it anyway. Launching publicly means you're posting Posting announcement, changing your bio to reflect your business, adding your link everywhere, and telling at least 10 people directly that you've launched. Not in 3 months, not when it's perfect, on day 5. Here's what you do on day 5. Schedule your launch post to go live at a specific time. I recommend maybe 9 a.m. or 7 p.m. when engagement is high. Before you post, send direct messages to 10 people that you think might be interested or who have supported you before. Just say, hey, finally did it. I launched my business. Here's what I'm doing. Tell them, give them a brief explanation and just tell them you would love their support. Hit post and step away for an hour. Okay, so now you've launched, but the next 48 hours are critical because this is where most people disappear. Day 6 and 7 are about momentum. These final 2 days are where you turn your launch into actual business opportunities. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that without being pushy or salesy. Most entrepreneurs post their launch, get some likes, and then nothing because they don't follow up. They wait for people to come to them instead of starting conversations. But here's what the successful ones do differently. They engage intentionally and they follow up consistently. This is where your first clients come from. Day 6 and 7 are about engagement and conversation. You respond to every single comment and DM. You reach out to people who engaged with your content but didn't take action. You start conversations that lead to discovery calls or sales. You keep showing up with your scheduled content to stay visible and build momentum. Here's your action plan for days 6 and 7. First, respond to every comment on your launch post with a genuine, personalized reply. Not just thanks, but something that continues the conversation. Second, send follow-up messages to anyone that said congratulations or showed interest. Say something like, thank you so much. I'm curious, have you ever thought about whatever the problem is you solve? And then third, continue posting your scheduled content to stay visible. Fourth, track every conversation in a simple spreadsheet or notes app. Name, platform, what they're interested in, and next steps. Fifth, offer to jump on a quick call with anyone who seems interested. Say, I'd love to learn more about what you're working on. Or want to grab 20 minutes this week? One client booked 3 discovery calls in her first week just by having these conversations. She didn't have a massive following. She didn't have fancy marketing. She just showed up and talked to people. So let's recap what you're doing over the next 7 days. Day 1, get crystal clear on your offer with one simple clarity statement. Day 2, set up your digital home base with a live link on a custom domain. Day 3, create your content foundation with 2 weeks of posts scheduled in advance. Day 4, craft your launch announcement that boldly tells people that you're open for business. Day 5, launch publicly and handle that fear by actually hitting post. Day 6 and 7, engage intentionally, follow up consistently, and book your first conversations. Listen, you've been stuck in prep mode long enough. You've consumed the content, you've bought the courses, you've made the excuses. But the only thing standing between you and a launched business is the decision to start imperfectly. 7 days from now, you could have a live link, scheduled content, and real conversations with potential clients. Or you could still be getting ready. The choice is yours. But if you're finally ready to stop preparing and start launching, drop a comment below and let me know what day you're starting. I'll be cheering you on. And if you want even more support with this exact templates, tools, and step-by-step tech walkthroughs to make this process even easier, check out the link in my description. Now go launch your business, and I'll see you on the next video.